Hey y'all.
I'm Autumn.
And I'm Kimberly.
And I'm James.
And we're Camper Size Living. We travel full-time in our RV all the way around the country.
On our channel, you'll find RV-related tours, upgrades, repairs, and adventures. Today, we're gonna check out this awesome cargo trailer conversion with Kevin, the man who created. Let's go.
My name's Kevin and I'm from McCordsville, Indiana.
Tell us a little bit about the rig. Let's just get into it.
So I decided to go with a max air fan. So that's what I installed here. Intech put in a standard fan. It's got the small little round fan in it.
So you took that out and put in.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
It was basically just a direct,
Right.
drop and install.
Right.
Because of the trusses that are made in the roof. Right in the middle, I've got 3.5, little more than 3.5 inches. At the outsides, on either side, it's 2 inches. So I was able to get in here, as far as insulation, an R13 bat insulation. And it was a little bit of a challenge trying to keep the insulation up there while I put the panels, the ceiling panels in. But we got it done, and I think it worked out just great.
Yeah, you can kind of see some of it right there. And is there insulation in the walls too?
Yeah, what I used is a poly iso. A couple reasons for that. It's a lot easier to cut and install. It's not like, I want to say it's called EPS. It's the white stuff. And it's the styrofoam, basically, that just kind of, it breaks apart in little, white balls and stuff like that. Well, EPS also happens to be not very good if you, God forbid, have a fire.
Right.
Because it's toxic.
Okay.
It burns toxic. Polyiso does not. So I just used I forget the brand, but I just used a 1-inch polyiso.
1 inch. That's pretty thick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's.
So you're well insulated then.
Yeah. Well, basically, I'll just call this my appliance stack.
Okay.
Earlier in the video, you saw where the little baggage door went out, and
that's right.
The vent for the AC. This little Frigidaire doesn't use a whole lot of power, even on startup. If you don't want to hang the air conditioner out the side of your wall, which I absolutely did not want to do, I had to figure out a different way. These panels that you see here, that's the best it gets for me with woodworking.
Right. Yeah.
I can cut in a straight line, but it happened to work out pretty good here. So
yeah.
But it weighs almost 50 pounds. I got it secured up here pretty well. From the top of the air conditioner to the sides, those vents, I created its own chamber for those, because that's the air that comes into the air conditioner.
Right.
All right.
Normally from the outside because it's hanging outside.
Right.
Okay.
So to do that, I put a hole in my roof. That foam right there is not in the place where it's supposed to be right now, but I have a cover in there.
Okay.
I took an RV fridge vent and I cut it and I modified it to be only about 16 inches long. Okay. They're normally about almost twice that. That provides air to come in down in the middle of the air conditioner. It exhausts out the door on the side that we showed earlier.
So that's your intake through the top, and then your exhaust is out that door.
Out the back.
That panel you showed us. Okay.
Right. Microwave. This is not in here permanently.
You got 110 plugs back here. Okay.
These two are on their own circuits.
Okay.
I'm feeding each of these with their own AC circuit. So I ended up going with hospital grade outlets. Is for a specific reason.
Why did you go with hospital grade outlets?
Well, for a couple of reasons. The primary reason is that when you're working with stranded wire, trying to get stranded wire around a screw terminal.
Right, yeah.
On a standard 99-cent outlet at your big box store, it's almost impossible.
Right.
So, you don't have all the conductivity that you really need.
Right. So the hospital one's different then?
Yes, much different. You strip your wire, you put it in through the back. However, it's not like those standard outlets that has a little round hole where you put the Romex in. This is completely different. There are two plates that have serrated edges on them. You put your wire in, and then it has its own screw to take the plates and squeeze them together.
Crimp them together, or not crimp, but clamp them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, these are also not only rated for solid core wire, but they're also rated to be used with stranded wire.
Okay. So if somebody was using normal wire that most people would grab, they wouldn't have to have the hospital
That's correct.
outlets. They could just go get the 99-cent, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you got the microwave.
I carry this separately in my truck, and when I get to my destination, I'll take it out and just set it up here.
Okay. And quick question before we get in, we got the refrigerator down here as well. Kind of a standard looking. I'm sure there's something different about it though. Can you run all of this stuff off of the solar?
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
the air conditioner too.
yeah, now I need to preface this. If we take just the air conditioner, to be very honest, I can run it off of my battery bank, but not for very long.
Okay. Okay.
I need to do some more testing with it.
How long is not very long in your mind? Just a
A
guess.
few hours. On startup, it's not any more than 600 watts.
Okay.
But it doesn't take long for it to kind of settle in at about 350 to 380 watts.
Okay.
So it's not,
All right.
it's not that bad.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. And so we got the air conditioner, microwave. You can run all of that off of the solar. Refrigerator. Is there anything crazy about the refrigerator, or
Well,
is it
it's a 12-volt compressor fridge,
okay?
unique. And if you go to uniqueappliances.com, they're actually a Canadian company. This is a 6 cubic foot.
And it runs off a 12 volt.
Right, 12 volt only,
Okay.
which is what I wanted. And it has been marvelous.
Okay.
It has been absolutely marvelous. There's a lot of room in this thing, certainly for one person, but if there was 2 or 3, there'd still be enough room
Right.
inside.
I think that may be bigger than the refrigerator in our camper that Autumn and Kimberly and I use.
Yeah.
So.
So there's a lot of talk about compressor brand by the name of Danfoss. Those are the ones that that people are after, is a Danfoss compressor.
Okay.
You're starting to see those in some of the smaller chest refrigerators, 12-volt refrigerators
Okay,
are where there's a gazillion of them out there right now. At
So
the
it's-
most, it's going to draw probably 3.5 amps.
3.5 amps. So that's not really anything, is it?
No, very little.
All right.
And on the side here, pretty simply, these are child locks I also got on Amazon. They work great.
That is
So
perfect.
if you use something like this, then you got to find a way to lock it down so that the
Right.
doors don't come flying open when you're traveling.
Right, yeah, we're considering putting a residential fridge in our RV, and I'm thinking, how am I going to keep it closed? Because RV refrigerators latch shut. If you use a residential or one that's not set up for an RV, that's a great solution.
Yeah.
We'll definitely link those down below.
Some of the gadgets I use, this one happens to be fairly inexpensive, but you can get this on Amazon. It's a temperature module. At the top here, it shows you the ambient room temperature and humidity.
Okay.
And then it has 3 spots for your remote sensors. So right now it's telling us that my freezer is at 4 degrees
Nice.
and my refrigerator is at 45. So if you look for this on, well, I'll just have you guys
40,
provide a link.
42, upside down. It's 42.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, 42. Okay. There we go. But here are the sensors that come with it.
Okay.
So-
and is this another Amazon find?
Yes, absolutely. So you get 3 sensors. I've only ever used, just 2 of them for my freezer and my refrigerator.
Right. What's something like that run you?
Oh boy, I'm not sure. Maybe $29.
Okay.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Not
Yeah, it's
too
not
much
bad.
at all.
But at a glance, I can see exactly what's going on at any one point in time.
Okay. This might be another thing that I got to put in my camper. Kimberly's been bugging me to have something in there where we can see the temperature in the camper. And she also wanted me to get something to put in the fridge to see the temperature, but it kept getting in the way. If I can kill 2 birds with this one stone, I'll be buying that too.
Here's another application, and it's not just for a refrigerator, but if you need to monitor the temperature of your water bay underneath your camper or RV.
Oh, yeah,
You can put
yeah.
one of these sensors down there. So if you're traveling into cold climates, you can put one of these sensors in your water bay
Yeah.
just to keep it on it, make sure that your pipes
Make sure you're
aren't
not freezing up. Yeah.
Mhm. So just think about all those areas of your RV, no matter what size you have,
Right.
and you might come up with some other areas
For
too.
sure. That's awesome.
If you're not filming this.
Through the magic of YouTube, it'll look like you just did it perfect, just like I always do.
There you go.
Is this a composting toilet down here then?
Yeah, that's just how I roll.
Yeah.
Everybody will roll however they want, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to move this out of the way for now.
Okay.
This is a Sunmar, by the way. SUN-MAR. Without spending $1,000, this is a great option.
Yeah. What's it run
I
roughly?
think it's about 600.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, also, I should mention, there's one thing I forgot about the refrigerator. The end cost, including tax, was about $1,100, right around in there.
Okay.
But I got it, surprisingly, at Menards.
Wow. For you people that aren't from the Midwest like we are, Menards is basically like a Lowe's or a Home Depot, but usually a little bit more discounted prices. Some people don't know what it is. They don't have it out
Well,
here.
and they're famous for their 11% off sales. Periodically, they'll have an 11% off sale. That doesn't just include the stuff they have in inventory, because they normally don't inventory these.
Right.
So I went online, I made the purchase. I got the 11% off of the price that was on the web. They shipped it to the store and I picked it up there.
Nice. Beauty.
So that brought the cost down a little bit. And I don't normally buy warranties, but included in that price I mentioned, I bought a Menards 5-year warranty.
Okay.
To add on to it.
Nice. Got some like flip up hooks.
Yeah. You may have seen a couple toward the back there. You can also get these on Amazon. They're nice and convenient. You can put them down when you need to use them. I normally put some lightweight stuff on it. The one behind you over there on the wall. For now, I just have my binoculars hanging from it, but I usually put my, I don't know, like my RV power cord, my shore cord or something like that, and use it in that manner as well.
Okay.
So
now we got the sink. You got your window. That's emergency exit window. You can tell with the red latches.
Yep.
Okay.
And then this is my water system.
I'm excited about this.
These countertops here, these are temporary.
Okay.
As I mentioned earlier, I don't have any cabinetry or anything. I wanted a way to use water and at the same time not use a lot of it. And then also use some containers that I already have. I really like the aquatainers. So back by the pedestal that you saw earlier, that might be a good place for me to eventually put my water tank. I have a couple of extra 12-volt circuits running underneath this countertop, and I thought, well, I could either go ahead and run a pump there, but what I couldn't get with that is some kind of a momentary switch. I actually was looking for something with a foot switch, so I didn't have to use any more water than what I needed.
Right.
All right.
Yep.
So
super important boondocking.
I just put a small round sink in.
I love that though.
I used a cold water faucet. Now these are a little more expensive than the average faucet, I will tell you. It didn't quite come into the sink far enough. So I put a swivel on it. That way I can get the water out and use it, more toward
Farther
the middle
out into the sink.
Yeah, further out, right.
Yeah.
This here is a water saver.
It's a water, so you can select how much flow you want.
Right, exactly.
Wow, cool.
Right. So
Amazon?
I think so. I'll have to look and see where I got that. So the heart of the system really is at the bottom. So as you can see, I'm using a couple of aquatainers. I'm just using kind of a standard Camco drain. Those are pretty easy to find, very common.
Okay.
So that's going into basically my sink gray water. What I use for my tubing, and I found this
very
off
flexible.
Yeah, it is. It's the same kind of tubing. It's food grade tubing, and they use it for beer making. So it's completely safe for use. To pump the water from this container here up into the sink, I'm using what's called a whale pump.
Look at that.
Now, Whale is actually the manufacturer. And I forget the country that they're made in, but they are represented here in the United States. But you can see it has a foot switch.
Right.
And it not only pumps while you're pushing it down, but you let go of the foot switch and it pumps while the spring is bringing
the spring loaded back up.
Right, exactly.
Can we see how that works?
Sure, exactly. These are used on boats all the time.
Okay. And then it pumps and it comes back up.
Well, and it,
that's a pretty good little flow.
That's what I wanted. Because if you had an electric pump, you have to figure out a way to turn the switch on, and the water then is still running.
Right.
While you're soaping up or something like that.
If they're looking for a pump like that, where can they get any of this stuff that goes with the sink? The pump,
the sink and the faucet, I'm pretty sure you can get on Amazon.
Okay.
I think I got the pump on Amazon too. It's called a gusher.
A gusher.
A whale gusher.
Whale gusher, that's what you're looking for. And again, we'll try and put a link for that in the description down below. We'll just have a link to a list of items on Amazon. Okay? Very cool. Some really creative and inventive ideas in here. Love it.
Using this particular water system, I was able to get a 7-gallon aquatainer to last me for 10 days.
Wow.
So I brought out here with me a total of 4 aquatainers full of water from home. And I still have about half of it left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is your water from the house.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
From Indiana.
Right. So I carry
That's
two.
Awesome.
I carry 2 on top of the pedestal over there that I showed earlier.
Right.
I strap those down. I carry 1 underneath the sink, and I have a strap for those as well. I secure everything, and then I have another one in the back of the truck.
And it's worth noting, pump is just mounted to the floor, but look at the trim pieces he put with rubber edging around them to hold those aquatainers in place. I'm telling you, everything's the nth degree. That would have been like duct tape or something if I did that.
So while I mostly use Eagle moldings for a majority of my aluminum, I did get some from Metal Supermarket.
Okay.
Those of you who do any metalworking, you'll know who Metal Supermarket is. They have stores all over the United States. The stuff I used from Eagle Moldings, I just couldn't find it at metal supermarkets. So I used a lot of angle, like what you just showed there. And I just got some automotive trim to put around those.
Yeah, really cool. Very creative. And then another blackout curtain with the Velcro and stapled down here.
Right.
So very cool. Some baskets on the wall. Great sort of RV storage options. Is this mounted to the wall?
Yeah. So that's normally one of those things that you can stand up on the floor, right? That's coming down. It's not working. For now, I just have some lightweight stuff on it. And then over here, yeah. Then over
this
here,
looks like a couple of drawers or something.
well, actually, if you look over here, there's some printing on the side. Those are faux wine
Oh, I gotcha.
wine crates.
Yeah.
They're faux wine crates. That's it. I screwed those to the wall, and that worked great right there. So like I said, just take what you have. If you think you're to the point where you want to go out and you want to get it out and, and try it, just do it. I mean, that's why you bought your rig to begin with. So, get it out there, use it, figure out what's good, what isn't.
Right.
And like I said, these countertops, even though they're poplar, I just put a quick, polyurethane finish on both of these.
Right.
Then I used some of the material left over from Build My Bed
Right.
as supports.
Like we were kind of talking about earlier. I mean, mock things up. Try it. Try it over here.
Yes,
try it over
exactly.
there.
Right.
And see what works best for you, and just do it in a way that you can take it out if you don't like where it's at.
Right.
Make it what you want. Nothing has to be permanent. Nothing has to be permanent. But when you start doing that finish work and everything, then you'd like it to be fairly permanent. So before
Right.
you do the finish work, exactly what Kevin's doing here is awesome. When he puts the finish work in, he's going to have the rig exactly the way that he wants it.
My goal was to try to be as self-contained as possible with regard to usage of, things to cook with. Without having a grill outside, I first wanted to see what I could run just with my battery bank. So the most common appliances that I use, a little bit at a time, of course it's just me, so I don't have to have them on for that long. The most common appliances I use, certainly my coffee maker.
That's critical. Yes.
Absolutely. My Breville oven. These things, they're becoming so popular right now.
Is that the one you stole from your wife?
Yes. Yes. You've heard that story.
Yes.
So I originally bought it for the trailer, but it was a few months ago. So we started using it at home on our kitchen countertop, and we love it.
Yeah.
It toasts everything perfectly. You can reheat anything with it. Now,
So is that just a toaster oven, or is it like an air fryer or a convection?
it's actually convection. It only uses the convection if you have the selector turned on reheat, but it has quartz elements in it. That's the biggest thing about a Breville oven. This one here is the compact version. This is like one of the smallest ones that they make. Paying attention to how many watts that it uses. This one on startup, and depending on the cycle that you have it on, it's not going to use the full 15 or 1800 watts that it's rated for. But that's a great option.
Okay.
It does have a fan in it, so it is technically a convection.
And that you can run that off your batteries as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right.
All of this.
Yes, exactly. So
Okay.
the other thing is my Presto griddle. It does use on startup until it gets up to temperature. It may take about 8-10 minutes to get it up to 325, and it'll consume 1800 watts to do that.
So that's a good bit, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's perfect. It's a perfect size. New Wave, which a lot of you probably already heard of. This particular model is called the New Wave Pick Gold. And the reason I got that is because you can see it right here, 600, 900, 1500. So it is selectable to the wattage that you choose to use with it.
That's awesome.
Which is kind of cool. I've got a big enough battery bank that I can use this on the highest on 1500, and but I've never had a convection, cooktop at all. So you want to look for the New Wave Pick Gold, and that's the one that has the selectable watts on it.
Okay. Is that Amazon
Yes.
also? Okay.
Yep.
Do you have any idea what that ran roughly?
I think it was right around 200, something like that.
So it's not cheap, but it gives you options.
Right.
All right, y'all. So next we got a real treat here. we have got a solar charging system, an electrical system that's laid out like a schematic. And Kevin has volunteered to walk us through and tell us all about it. Normally, a lot of this stuff is hidden away in dark corners or in cabinets or that kind of thing. But because he hasn't done the finish on the cabinets yet, this is what we're gonna see. Check it out.